Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up if you all can hear me. Okay, thank you so much. So thank you so much for joining on a second edition of Growth Talk. And first of all, I thank you all. I thank all of you for making the first session a grand success. And of course, you are on the way to make the second one also a bigger and bigger success. And today, to continue with this Growth Talk session, we have our amazing guest. I'm sure all of you have seen our emails and the introduction. A very, very brief introduction in the email you have seen. But to know this person in detail and a little more about him, I would like to request our CEO Jayant Rastogi to please introduce him and let's take this session forward. Thank you so much, and over to you, Jayant.
Thank you, Ruxana. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Okay,
Yes,
wonderful.
yes, we can hear you.
Very happy to see the second edition of Growth Talk start. मैं दोनों इंग्लिश हिंदी में दोनों में बात करूंगा. आई नो आवर ऑडियंसेस आर एक्चुअली लाइक बोथ द लैंग्वेजेस. तो इनफैक्ट मैं आज ही वापस आया हूँ लंदन से. और पर मैंने कहा ये किसी हालत में आई कैन नॉट मिस दिस, सो आई जस्ट केम बैक, रिटर्न होम. 2 बजे घर पहुंचा हूँ अभी. तो बट आई थॉट दैट वी हैव टू बी हियर. लेट मी जस्ट सेट द कॉन्टेक्स्ट अ लिटिल. देखिए, एआई हमने सबने सुना है. कई बार हम सुन सुन के बोर हो जाते हैं एआई के बारे में. But we all know that it's really important, and we have to embrace that. And we were the first NGO to get onto AI. We started this immediately after AI was introduced, and a lot of stuff that we are doing today, और बहुत सारा काम जो हम करते हैं, that is with AI. So we've taken a position on that. So AI for Bharat is something which we feel that it has to penetrate across the country. It has to reach the masses, and that is what we believe in. We feel that AI not only helps Magic Bus internally, but it will also help the girls sitting in a tribal district in Jabua or Kendrapada or any of these places. We can take the best of education, the best of I think skills, employability skills, etc. We can take it to them in the remotest of corners. And today it has the ability to kind of bridge the digital divide. तो एक जो मौका मिलता था लोगों को जो अच्छे घर से आते थे, जिनके पेरेंट्स वेल टू डू थे, अब वो मौका हम जो एक मार्जिनलाइज लड़की है या लड़का है कहीं दूर दरार किसी गांव में, अब उनके पास हम लेके जा सकते हैं. तो हमारी मैजिक बस में यही कोशिश है कि हम जो कुछ भी करें, वी आर एबल टू रीच take AI to all these people across the country. And as you know, the format is it's a very crisp 15 minutes of kind of discussions, and after that 15 minutes of question answer. And I'm very, very privileged to have a really, really respected, renowned speaker, also a friend. So I wanted to actually welcome Madhav Krishna for this growth talk. I've got Madhav's introduction over here. So Madhav actually is the founder and CEO of Vahan AI, Bangalore-based AI platform, helping companies to hire blue-collar workers, which is very related to something that we do on us on the employability and the skilling side, where we work with gray-collared workers. He's a graduate of NSIT and Columbia University. He combines strong technical expertise with a passion for creating social impact. He's very, very he's quite connected to working with the masses. He wants to do good for people who are from marginalized communities, very much like this. And under his leadership, Vahan.ai has introduced the AI-based hiring through platforms like WhatsApp, making jobs access simple and reliable for millions across the country. Madhav is known for his work in the future of workspace and continues to build technology that creates fair job opportunities for everyone. Madhav, it's a privilege to have you over here. Madhav is young but extremely talented and extremely passionate. So Madhav, it's a privilege having you over here, and welcome to the second round of Growth Talk. And over to you.
Thank you, Jayant. Absolute pleasure and honor to be speaking to this audience today, an audience of change makers, impact makers across the country. I'll also mix English and Hindi, maybe if that's comfortable for everyone. And what I want to do today is walk you through my journey, how I started Vahan, where we are today, what we're looking forward to. And I would also like to leave a few tips with everyone on how AI can be leveraged in your daily life to drive more productivity, more impact in your work. Vahan today is India's largest recruitment platform. We now get about 40,000 people employed every single month, and this is across over 900 locations in India. But the journey to get here has been about 9 years long. It's been a very, very long, challenging, but very fulfilling journey. I will quickly share my screen and walk you through a quick presentation. Is everybody able to see the presentation? Quick thumbs up from someone. Okay, let me start off then. So if I go back to 2014, I was living in the US. I studied there, as Jayant said. I did a master's in AI and then decided to work in the US for a while. And my parents lived in Delhi at that time, and I used to visit them once a year. So I remember December of 2014 when I was visiting my parents. One of the things that we did together, even now we do this fairly often, but we would make it a point when I visited from abroad that we would distribute food to people outside of our house. And we lived at a very busy intersection in Delhi. Just within an hour or so, we could distribute over 200 plates. We would literally just put a table outside with food like this and simple food, dal, chawal, maybe a banana or a sweet or a packet of biscuits. And all three of us would just get together and distribute this food. And I remember handing a plate of food to a young boy. He must have been maybe 10, 11 years old, and he was in tattered clothes. And he took the plate of food from me. And this is me serving the food, and he gave me a big hug in return. And I remember in that moment, something just snapped inside of me, and I was in tears. And I felt so grateful in that moment to be on the side of giving food, and not receiving it. And, a lot of us don't realize how grateful we are. I'll tell you a very startling statistic that I read recently. It turns out that if we have a roof over our heads, if we have access to the internet, if we have a college degree, and if we can afford if we can afford 3 meals a day, these four things: college degree, internet, roof over our head, and 3 meals a day. तो 3 वक्त का खाना, इंटरनेट, कॉलेज डिग्री और छत, सिर के ऊपर छत, ये 4 चीजें. We are part of just 7% of the world's population if we have those four things. I'm assuming not everyone on this call has those four things, but whoever does, that set is just 7% of the world's population. So you can imagine the kind of inequality that exists in this world, right? Especially in a country like India. And it turns out that a large part of our quality of life comes from where we are born. If we are born in a good family, we get to get a decent education, and then we can make something of our lives. But most of us don't get that opportunity. In fact, it's a lottery ticket if you think about it. So this was the start of the inspiration for Vahan, which is the company that I run today. We decided to start Vahan with the mission to help people gain control of their economic destiny. Today, a lot of people, just because of the place that they're born, right, or the family they're born into, they don't have control on their economic destiny, how well they will do in their lives. But we said, can we change that? Can Vahan become a vehicle to bring opportunities to people so that they can control the outcomes, that they will get in life from an economic perspective? So we started Vahan with this mission. Actually, back in 2015 itself, I was still in the US. And at that time, what I did was I built a very simple product. It was a very, very simple AI bot that people could call and practice their English. And in fact, I remember working with a few NGOs, they're called community-based organizations in the US, that teach English to people from other countries, like from South America, Mexico, etc. It was a very simple product that you would call, and this virtual English teacher called Lakshmi would ask you basic questions such as what is your name, where are you from, who all are in your family, and when you responded, she would give you some feedback and give you points. It was a very fun game. And coincidentally, I moved back to India in 2016. One of the first organizations I worked with at that time was Magic Bus. And we used this app also in some of Magic Bus's livelihood centers. The Madiwala Center in Bangalore. This was another center in Bangalore, which is built in a shed. We deployed it also in the Mysore Center. There were a few centers in Delhi. And we found that a lot of students who were attending livelihood classes used this product quite well. They were happy to use it as a way to practice their English. That was the key pain point that we were able to address. Generally, when people are learning a language like English, let's say in a classroom setting, they are able to get the opportunity to learn and practice while in the class. But when they go back to their homes and their communities, they speak obviously mostly in their native tongue. क्या होता है कि क्लासरूम में प्रैक्टिस करने का अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलता है, लेकिन जैसे ही लोग घर जाते हैं हम वो अपनी नेटिव भाषा में बात करते हैं ज्यादातर, राइट? सो एज सच लोगों को प्रैक्टिस करने का चांस नहीं मिलता है when they are in their communities, right? And if you're learning any language, it is absolutely essential to practice it, right? Otherwise आप सीख नहीं पाओगे अच्छी तरह. So that was the gap that we were trying to address, कि हम इस चीज के थ्रू, इस प्रोडक्ट AI के थ्रू लोगों को प्रैक्टिस करवा सकते हैं क्या इंग्लिश, ताकि वो ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह बोल पाए, so that they can use it well. And the idea was not to teach people refined, Queen's perfect English. The idea was, can we just help people learn basic conversational skills, जो उनके day-to-day life में, day-to-day interactions में काम आए. What we also realized was that इस चीज के through people were able to gain confidence. When I say people, I mean beneficiaries were able to gain a lot of confidence. क्योंकि जब कोई इंग्लिश बोलता है इंडिया जैसी कंट्री में, थोड़ी सी भी इंग्लिश अच्छी तरह बोल लेता है या बोल लेती है, we find कि somehow people, respect them a little more, या फिर उनको attention थोड़ा ज़्यादा मिल जाता है. So it's a way for people to build confidence. And मुझे एक beneficiary का केस याद है अभी तक. This was a girl called Subhashini. She was in the Madiwala Center in Bangalore. This is me interviewing her. This is again, ये होगा करीब I think 2017 की बात है. एक दिन था, it was a Sunday, where she used this Lakshmi, this virtual English teacher, for 6 hours. मतलब literally 6 घंटे continuously वो उससे बात कर रही थी. And this was quite a simple product in the sense कि ये मतलब 5-6 question ही पूछती थी virtual English teacher, and वो loop पे चली जाती थी. But this girl had spent 6 hours on this. तो हम लोग काफी सरप्राइज थे कि इतना क्या उसको अच्छा लग गया इसके बारे में. एंड सो आई वेंट एंड आई स्पोक टू हर. एंड शी सेड वन थिंग दैट आई रिमेम्बर टू दिस डे. शी सेड कि सर मुझे एक्चुअली ना बाहर जाने का चांस नहीं मिलता है. एंड यही जरिया है जिसके थ्रू मैं किसी से बात कर सकती हूँ, और वो भी इंग्लिश में. And again it I realized कि ऐसे बहुत लोग हैं, especially women, who are really not allowed to socialize, go out, spend time with friends. There are a lot of constraints, and this was a great way for her to get an outlet and build some confidence. Interact with something, at least if she wasn't getting to interact with real human beings as much. So this was the early part of our journey. Eventually हमने ये भी realize किया कि सीखना, कुछ भी सीखना, इंग्लिश, मैथ्स वगैरह अपनी जगह है, इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बट अल्टीमेटली जो हमारे बेनिफिशरीज हैं उनको नौकरी की बहुत ज़रूरत है, राइट. अ लॉट ऑफ देम कम फ्रॉम ऑब्वियसली लो इनकम फैमिलीज. नंबर वन जनरली पेन पॉइंट होता है कि अभी हम टेबल पे खाना कैसे रखें, हाउ डू वी पुट फूड ऑन द टेबल. या फिर अगर बहुत सारे डिपेंडेंट्स हैं फैमिली में, बच्चे हैं जिनको स्कूल भेजना है, उनकी स्कूल फी भरनी है, या फिर बड़े हैं जिनका इलाज करवाना है, राइट. दोज एक्सपेंसेस आर वेरी रियल. घर का रेंट देना है. तो काफी केसेस में नौकरी मिलना बहुत ज्यादा अर्जेंट नीड होती है. तो हमने क्या किया, इवेंचुअली हमने एक प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया जिसकी थ्रू लोग नौकरी ले पाए. इसको हम वाहन जॉब्स मार्केट प्लेस बोलते हैं. हमने क्या किया है, व्हाट वी हैव डन इज वी हैव बिल्ट अ प्लेटफॉर्म जिसके ऊपर खूब सारे एम्प्लॉयर्स जॉब्स पब्लिश कर सकते हैं. लॉट ऑफ एम्प्लॉयर्स कैन पब्लिश जॉब्स. एंड दूसरी साइड पे हम लोग बहुत सारी लोकल रिक्रूटमेंट एजेंसीज के साथ काम करते हैं. लोकल रिक्रूटमेंट एजेंसीज टिपिकली आर small agencies who are run by a solo owner or an entrepreneur with maybe 10 recruiters. And generally these recruiters will be on the phone all day, या फिर ये field में होंगे, field recruiters who will be trying to recruit people for these jobs. And this platform has scaled very very well. इसमें हमने AI भी introduce किया है, as Janat mentioned. That is something that has helped us drive tremendous amount of scale and efficiency. तो हमने क्या किया है, एक AI रिक्रूटर बनाया है. इट्स एन AI रिक्रूटर जो इनिशियल आउटरीच करता है कैंडिडेट्स को. सो इट इज अ वॉइस बॉट. इन फैक्ट आई विल प्ले अ रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ अ कॉन्वर्सेशन बिटवीन द AI एंड अ कैंडिडेट फॉर यू शॉर्टली. ये बॉट जो है ये कैंडिडेट से बेसिक क्वेश्चंस पूछता है, उनको क्वालिफाई करता है. इट्स एबल टू आंसर देयर क्वेश्चंस, बेसिक क्वेश्चंस. इट्स एबल टू कलेक्ट डॉक्यूमेंट्स, and it's able to do all the initial work essentially that a human recruiter typically does. And इसके थ्रू हम देख रहे हैं कि ह्यूमन रिक्रूटर की प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑलमोस्ट ट्रिपल हो पा रही है. तो अगर एक रिक्रूटर प्लेटफॉर्म पे एक कैंडिडेट को हायर करवा पा रहा था या पा रही थी इन अ डे, दैट नंबर इज गोइंग टू 3 इन अ डे व्हेन दे यूज AI. तो अब मैं क्या करता हूं, आपके लिए एक रिकॉर्डिंग प्ले करता हूं. दिस इज अ रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ अ कॉल between our AI recruiter and a candidate. One second. This one. Okay. Okay. ठीक है, मैं प्ले करूंगा. प्लीज गिव मी अ थम्स अप इफ यू कैन हियर इट. 1 second. Okay, playing. Why is it? Okay.
Madhav, sorry.
Yeah,
Not able to hear, actually.
not able to hear. Okay,
Yeah.
1 second. Okay, I'll play again.
Sure. Sound has not been added, it seems.
Still not coming?
No. Can anyone hear? No, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No.
1 sec, then let me try again.
Share sound.
I just wanted to share that, while you're sharing the video,
Yeah.
before sharing the sound, you need to add, which is on the right-hand side, the
Yes.
button.
Yes,
If-
yes. Got
Hope
it.
that's not getting missed.
Okay. Let me try now.
हेलो
हेलो, मैं वाहन से प्रिया बोल रही हूँ।
Working?
आपने वाहन ऐप पे स्विगी में डिलीवरी जॉब के लिए अप्लाई किया था। क्या आप डिलीवरी जॉब में इंटरेस्टेड हैं?
हाँ जी
बढ़िया। आप डिलीवरी जॉब कौन से शहर में करना चाहेंगे?
मैं दिल्ली में रहता हूँ जी। और पैसा कितना मिलता है जी?
जी, डिलीवरी जॉब में आप महीने का 25,000 से 30,000 तक कमा सकते हैं। आप दिल्ली में कहाँ काम करना चाहते हैं?
करकटडुमा आनंद विहार।
बढ़िया। करकटडुमा और आनंद विहार दोनों में ही डिलीवरी जॉब मिल जाएगी। अब आखिरी सवाल, क्या आपके पास इस समय ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस है?
हाँ जी है।
ठीक है, आपकी एप्लीकेशन आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हमें आपका ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस वेरीफाई करना होगा। मैंने आपको व्हाट्सएप पर एक मैसेज भेजा है। क्या आप वहां अपना ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस भेज सकते हैं?
हाँ जी ज़रूर।
ओके, मैं कॉल पर वेट कर रही हूं। आप अपना लाइसेंस भेज दीजिए, मैं चेक कर लूँगी।
ओके जी। हाँ जी, 1 मिनट में आ रहा है जी।
जी, आप आराम से अपना टाइम लीजिए, मैं वेट कर रही हूँ।
ये मैं भेज दिया जी।
बहुत बढ़िया, आपका ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस वेरीफाई हो गया है। अब आप अपनी एप्लीकेशन वाहन ऐप पर ट्रैक कर सकते हैं। आपको कोई और सवाल हो तो आप हमें इस नंबर पर भी कॉल कर सकते हैं। वाहन से जुड़ने के लिए शुक्रिया। ऑल द बेस्ट।
ठीक है जी, ओके जी, थैंक यू जी।
So the female voice on this call was an AI actually, right? And as you would have noticed, she's able to check where this person wants a job. तो कहता है कर दूँ आनंद विहार. She says हाँ job available है, आप interested हो क्या? Salary कितनी होगी? पैसे कितने बनेंगे? Then separately, it's able to take their documents on WhatsApp, उनको validate करके process आगे बढ़ जाता है, right? So this is what we are trying to now use. In fact, this AI is now doing over I think 20 to 30,000 such calls a day, and इसके through हम लोगों को नौकरियां दिलवा रहे हैं। अभी ज़्यादातर डिलीवरी स्पेस में हम लोग काम करते हैं, and now we are also offering jobs in the manufacturing space, job in the warehousing space, retail, etc. I'll just go back to the presentation. Okay. So, like I mentioned earlier, Vahan is now getting 40,000 people employed every month. We have become India's largest recruitment platform. हमने अपनी lifetime में in the last, let's say, actually mostly last 3-4 years में हमने 10 lakh लोगों की नौकरी लगवाई है. 10 lakh people placed in over 920 towns in India. And there are some amazing stories. In fact, I'll play one story of a lady by the name of Asha, who had lost their jobs. She and her husband had lost their jobs during the pandemic. इनका एक video है मेरा that I'll play for you. But more than beneficiaries on the job side, we have also helped a lot of SMEs who are local recruitment agencies. We have helped them grow their businesses. In fact, there is a story of one of our beneficiaries there called Shubham Upadhyay, who was a delivery worker in Zomato. And करीब 1.5 साल पहले Shubham approached us because he wanted to make some income on the side. तो हमने कहा कि आप हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू लोगों को आप क्यों नहीं नौकरी लगवाते, फ्रेंड्स जो आपके सर्कल में है. एंड ही स्टार्टेड रेफरिंग पीपल ऑन आवर प्लेटफॉर्म. शुरू में महीने के 2-3 लोग को नौकरी लगवाता था थ्रू आवर प्लेटफॉर्म, एंड यू नो ही वाज मेकिंग सम साइड इनकम. एंड फास्ट फॉरवर्ड टू टुडे, हमने शुभम को काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया, लोन्स दिए, थोड़ा बिजनेस नॉलेज दिया. And fast forward to today, he is able to run an agency with over 12 recruiters. He places 250 people every single month, and he's able to make roughly 3 lakh rupees through our platform. So we have a lot of stories of such entrepreneurs whom we have supported as well. I will just quickly play now a video, like I mentioned, of Asha, who was a beneficiary on the job side. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'll play this.
ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಭಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ಮತ್ತೇನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಾವು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ಕೆಲಸ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಆಶಾ ಅಂತ, ನಾವಿರೋದು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡು, ನಾನು, ನನ್ನಿಬ್ಬರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾನು 7ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಗಂಟ 7th ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಗಂಟ ಓದಿದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಯಿತು, ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡು ನಾವು ಒಂದೇ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಗು ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಸ್ಟು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಕಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ಕುಕಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವಾಗಲೇ ನನಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿಸ್ಬೇಕನ್ನೋ ಆಸೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡಿನ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದಿನ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದರೂ ಝೊಮ್ಯಾಟೊ ರೈಡರ್ಗೆ ನೋಡಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಈ ಥರ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಲೇಡೀಸ್ಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ. ಅವ್ರು ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಮಿತ್ರಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಝೊಮ್ಯಾಟೊಗೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ನನ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯಿತು. ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದೆ ನನಗೆ. ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಆರ್ಡ್ರ್ ಬಂದಿರಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿತ್ರ ಆ್ಯಪಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಕಲಿಯೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ನಮಗೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡೋದು ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು. ಕೆಲವ್ರಿಗೆ ಓದೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಆವಾಗ ನಾವು ಧೈರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದು ಎದುರಿಸಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಓದಿದ್ರೇ ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕನ್ನಡ, ಹಿಂದಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಗಾಡಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಟಚ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಟೆನ್ಷನು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಓದದೇ ಇದ್ರೂ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ನಾವು ದುಡ್ಡು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ನಮಗೆ ಓದೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕೂರಬಾರ್ದು. ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಟೈಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಚ್ಚಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಿತ್ರ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಾವು ಮಿತ್ರದಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋ ಮನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮಿತ್ರ.
Second. Thank you, everyone. So I will again just switch back to the presentation. And I mean, हमारे लिए obviously we are very proud of what we have achieved, but हमारे लिए काफी अभी journey बाकी है. There is a lot more that we want to do. अभी तो हमने 10 लाख लोगों को नौकरी लगवाई है. We've helped 10 lakh people find a source of livelihood, but our goal is to get that number to 10 crore, hopefully in the next 5 to 7 years odd. So we are very, very ambitious, and we want to ensure that we can spread impact to as large a number of people as possible. So we're reaching the end of this talk, but I wanted to leave you with a few tips on how AI can be used in your daily life, in your work, to help you become more productive. आप अपना productivity और effectiveness और impact कैसे सबसे ज़्यादा ला सकते हो अपने काम में. So AI काफी popular concept है, as Jayant also mentioned. It's something that is all over the place, है ना? I think no day goes by without us hearing about AI this, AI that. News में बहुत है, and you know, the way I think about AI, a very simple way of thinking about AI, जैसे ChatGPT है, is that it's almost like a intern. It's an always on intern. या एक intern जैसा है, एक junior जैसा है, जो हमेशा available रहता है to do very basic tasks for you. And मैंने 4 category के task के बारे में बात की है यहाँ पे. There are 4 types of tasks that I think AI can be very useful for in your context. The first one is to create, right? And हमारी life में there are a lot of things, a lot of documents, messages, emails that we need to create generally on a day-to-day basis. AI can help you create these things quite easily. Draft emails ho, ya reports ho, ya WhatsApp messages ho. You can use AI to create these things in any language now. आप किसी भी language में, English में, हिंदी में, कन्नड़ा में, तमिल में, गुजराती में, मलयाली में, literally आप किसी भी language में AI को बोलोगे to create one of these things, it can do it. And काफी अच्छी तरह भी कर पाता है. So if you are sending an email to someone, you can paste the original email into AI and ask it to create a response. या फिर आप उसको बता सकते हो कि ऐसी email लिखनी है मुझे, and it can create a draft for you. Reports आपको बनानी है, तो you can also ask it to create an initial version. But these are all drafts. These are all initial versions. It is very important कि जो भी AI बनाता है, you review that. You ensure that it is correct. You ensure that it is actually conveying what you want to convey, right? Because AI also has the ability to make mistakes. So it is very dangerous to use whatever AI creates directly. It's very important to review, make changes, improve if needed, edit, and then send. So that's one, create. Second is summarize. So ऐसा भी होता है in our daily lives that we have a lot of meetings, so we end up with meeting notes. या फिर there are other 10 reports that we have and we want to summarize those. We want to summarize into one short report. या फिर और तरीके का documentation हो सकता है. So AI is very, very good at converting multiple types of information into summaries. And in fact, आप तो ऐसा भी कर सकते हो, if you have handwritten notes, handwritten reports, उसकी आप फोटो भी लेकर AI में, ChatGPT वगैरह में अपलोड कर सकते हो. In fact, अब OpenAI ने ChatGPT Go को फ्री भी कर दिया है. So it's a free tool that can be used. And you can ask it to create a summary for you. And summary में you can ask it to highlight action items, या फिर deadlines अगर meeting notes हैं, या फिर आप उस summary के basis पे questions भी पूछ सकते हो AI से, and it will be able to answer those questions for you. So the second use case is creating summaries. The third use case is to personalize. So what you can do with AI is obviously create something new, but then you can also personalize that something to a specific individual. तो जैसे आपका let's say कोई beneficiary है, and that beneficiary needs to create a CV for a particular job. तो आप AI को बोल सकते हो कि इस बेनिफिशियरी की डिटेल्स ये हैं, नाम ये है, एज ये है, क्वालिफिकेशंस ये हैं, स्किल्स ये हैं, डेट ऑफ बर्थ ये है. यू कैन गिव बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन एंड यू कैन से अब इस बेनिफिशियरी के लिए आप लेट्स से टेलीसेल्स जॉब के लिए सीवी क्रिएट कर दो, एंड इट विल क्रिएट अ सीवी फॉर दैट, लिटरली फॉर दैट पर्सन, फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर जॉब. ठीक है, तो ये भी बहुत पावरफुल यूज केस है. यू कैन एक्चुअली फीड specific information that you want to include in whatever you are creating with the AI, and it's able to do that very very well. Personalization आप language में भी कर सकते हो. अगर आपको वो document English में चाहिए या कन्नड़ा में चाहिए या गुजराती में चाहिए, right? AI can do that for you. And the last use case that I've listed here is reasoning. So AI can also think and reason to some extent. It is not perfect, but it can also do it to some extent. What you can do with that is you can upload data into AI. आपका let's say attendance report है कुछ beneficiaries का. You can upload that into AI and you can ask it कि कौन है जिसकी attendance let's say थोड़ी inconsistent रही है, या फिर do you see risk of people dropping out? Who are those people? It is able to spot those patterns on its own. And again, it may not be perfect, right? But let's say आपके 1000 beneficiary हैं, उसमें से it will be able to shortlist maybe 10-15, let's say. And उन 10-15 को आप फिर से review करके you can decide कि क्या करना है. Any other data that you have that you are generating in your classroom या in your line of work, वो भी आप उसमें upload करके आप उससे सवाल पूछ सकते हो. You can ask it to create specific reports for questions that you want to answer. Right? So AI is able to do some basic reasoning of this sort fairly easily. Right? So this is also a very, very good use case. So to summarize, 4 things: creating documents, emails, WhatsApp messages, reports, creating summaries. If you have a lot of different types of information, let's say documents हैं, reports हैं, उनको आप summaries में convert कर सकते हो using AI. You can personalize. You can ask AI to do specific things for specific people, maybe your beneficiaries, co-workers, whoever else. And last but not the least, you can ask AI to do basic reasoning. So आप AI को data दे सकते हो in different forms, text में हो, graphs में हो, spreadsheets में हो, जैसा भी data आप दे सकते हो. And AI is able to actually derive patterns. उसको वो reason करके, intelligence लगा के, it's able to pull out patterns and help you make decisions. But the most important thing is कि जो भी AI आपको देता है as an output, it's very important to review that, क्योंकि AI हालांकि टाइम बचाता है but mistakes भी बहुत करता है. So it's important to check the mistakes. जैसे ही आप किसी junior colleague के mistakes आप check करते हो या करो, करना चाहिए, वैसे ही AI के भी mistakes होते हैं, वो भी check करने पड़ते हैं. These are also certain cases where it is important to be careful when using AI. So AI also has this flaw where it may give you wrong information, especially around facts. That's because AI is usually not up to date. जो आज हुआ है, for example, AI may not know. या फिर even if it does know, sometimes it can change it. इसको hallucination बोलते हैं technical terminology में. So जो भी facts AI आपको देता है, especially those are very, very important to check. So if you are using AI to generate reports, pull information, you must verify what it is giving you. You should also be careful when you give confidential data to AI. Confidential या फिर sensitive information. So beneficiaries के photos, उनके personal details. It is important to get consent before you put that data into AI, क्योंकि AI tools भी while they promise कि वो data कहीं जाता नहीं है, but these tools actually do train on that data. वो उस data को use करते हैं to make the AI better. तो किसी तरीके में तो वो data use होता है. So it's important to be aware of that. And जो भी confidential data हो या sensitive data हो, should try not to put that in AI. Last but not the least, long-term planning. So AI is very good at doing basic reasoning, but AI is not great at doing long-term planning, right? जो leaders करते हैं, जो senior लोग करते हैं, वो AI कर तो देता है, but quality of that is not great. So again, अगर वैसी चीज के लिए if you are using AI to plan your budgets, to plan your programs, तो you can use it as a starting point, but again, उसको review करना चाहिए अच्छी तरह, and ultimately leadership should decide what needs to be done with whatever AI produces. So again, to summarize, if you are using AI to pull facts, you must check, because AI has the tendency to twist facts or get them wrong. You should not share sensitive or confidential data with AI as much as possible. Last but not the least, long-term planning ke liye, you should be very careful when you use AI, because generally it does not do a very, very good job of that. But even if you do use it as a starting point. And you have to check its output and then decide what needs to be done. Okay. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you everyone for your attention. We have some time now, I believe, for questions. Yeah, please put your question. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Madhav. And I request people to please start typing or asking your questions that you have, and you need answers from the expert. So please, we are waiting for your questions. Please type your questions in the chat box, or you may ask.
Okay, there is a question from Pavan Kumar.
Yeah.
I'll read it out. How and when should I know that I need to use AI to only a limit at my workplace? So Pavan, good question. I think जो मैंने guardrails अभी आपको बताए, I think you should maybe start with those. And every workplace is different. So based on your context, your organization's policies, you should have a conversation with your manager and maybe HR to understand where you want to use AI. I don't know if anybody wants to add anything to that from a Magic Bus perspective.
We have another question coming from Mr. Mohammed, which is the most reliable AI platform?
That's a good question, Arshad. So it depends आपको किस चीज के लिए यूज करना है. Most of them, and there are top 2-3 जैसे चैट जीपीटी है या फिर परप्लेक्सिटी है या फिर एंथ्रोपिक का क्लॉड है. These are all quite good. अगर आपको जैसे मैंने बोला कुछ ड्राफ्ट करना है या रीजनिंग करनी है या समराइज करना है, यू कैन यूज एनी. अभी रिसेंटली चैट जीपीटी गो जो है वो इंडिया के लिए फ्री हो गया है. So it is a free tool that you can use. So maybe you can start with that. And अगर आपको कुछ और advanced functionality की ज़रूरत है, then you can look at something else.
Thank you. And the next question we have is, what are your initial challenges and mitigation plan to implement such technologies?
Yeah. So challenges तो बहुत होती हैं किसी भी टेक्नोलॉजी को इम्प्लीमेंट करने में. इस केस में getting it to work for Indian languages and especially different dialects, different accents is very, very difficult. And it also has to be very fast. जैसे आप फोन पे अगर बात कर रहे हो उससे, then it can't take time to respond to you. So these are a couple of challenges that we work through.
In fact, I would just like to add, so thank you, Madhav. I think this has been really, really fantastic. I wanted to let the team know that, Magic Bus ने भी एक similar app अपने आप internally बनाया है, okay? Which is very similar to what Madhav was actually talking about. So it is about spoken English. It is helping people learn English. And as we train it, it becomes better and better. So आज तेलुगु, हिंदी, मलयालम, गुजराती, बंगाली, तो इंग्लिश टू दैट एंड वाइस वर्सा वो ऑलरेडी कर सकता है. दूसरा हम एक और बना रहे हैं करियर काउंसलिंग, जैसे माधव ने दिखाया था, तो करियर काउंसलिंग का भी हमारा वो ऐप तैयार हो गया है ऑलमोस्ट. सो वील बी लॉन्चिंग दैट वेरी सून. जैसे कि माधव ने आपको बताया, सी द कॉस्ट राइट नाउ, माधव, आई डोंट नो व्हाट्स द कॉस्ट फॉर यू पर मिनट, हाउ मच डज इट वर्क आउट टू?
For us, around 2 rupees.
So we are trying to bring the cost down to 0 per minute. We are buying some GPUs also, and we're going to train it. So I think credit goes to our CFO, Kedar, who's done a really good job in terms of, putting this together along with, our livelihood team supported by, the rest of the team. So similar apps हम भी बना रहे हैं, जिससे again I think what we are trying to do is कि अब किसी को फिजिकली किसी जगह पे होने की जरूरत नहीं है. अब वो कहीं पे भी हो, लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस हो, किसी रिमोट कॉर्नर में हो, so AI can reach them now and provide them the same training, and that is what I wanted to kind of share with you, and extremely proud that Magic Bus has also developed something very, very similar like what Madhav was talking about. So I just wanted to share that news. Beta testing चल रही है, कुछ टाइम में वो प्रोडक्शन में जाएगा. तो आई एम श्योर ईच वन ऑफ यू मैजिक बसाइट्स मस्ट बी रियली, रियली प्राउड दैट we've taken a lead on the AI side, and we are doing some brilliant work which companies like Vahan AI and the startups are doing. So again, congratulations to all of you for being able to do that.
That's great to hear, Jayant.
With the paucity of time, I think we can take just 2 more questions, and rest of the questions we'll try to share with you and get the answers. So I would just take one question from here now. Somebody has asked, just like we were talking about hallucination and hallucinate the information. So someone over here has asked the question, how do we ensure that the knowledge is right, and is there any tool to actually find out if the data is, it is not hallucinating?
Yeah, so most of these tools now do cite the source where they have pulled the information from. So generally एक link होता है where it will tell you कि हमने यहाँ से information ली है, but it can still get it wrong. So if you need to validate, you can click on that link and you can check कि जो इस चीज ने मुझे बताया है that's present in the source as well. So that's an easy way to validate.
Okay, I'll just take the last question here. How does it help the marginalized communities and not just the large corporates?
Yeah, I think that is the opportunity that lies ahead of us. जैसे जयंत ने भी बताया, Magic Bus now has an application through which one can learn English. There are many such use cases that can be built with AI. We are trying to help people with jobs. In general, in education, it can be used in a very, very, very big way. In fact, it is possible to learn almost any subject now through AI. आपको इंग्लिश पढ़ना है, मैथ्स पढ़ना है, फिजिक्स पढ़ना है, कुछ भी पढ़ना है, आप एआई के थ्रू आज भी पढ़ सकते हो. इफ यू गो टू चैट जीपीटी एंड इफ यू टेल इट कि मुझे ये कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ा दो इस लैंग्वेज में, इट विल डू इट. तो यू कैन यूज दैट इनफैक्ट इवन टुडे अपने लिए या फिर अपने आप स्टूडेंट्स के लिए या बेनिफिशरीज के लिए. So it's incredibly helpful in terms of bringing education opportunities to the masses. It can also be used, by the way, for basic healthcare needs. तो अगर आपको कुछ चोट लग जाए, you can actually put a photo of it in ChatGPT and ask कि अब मैं क्या करूँ, and it actually will do a very good job. It will tell you कि ऐसे clean करो, बैंडेड लगा दो. So it even helps with basic, health related issues. So the possibilities are endless, right? And these are just a few examples of how it can help.
Thank you. Thank you for all the answers. And we have a few more questions. I'm sure we won't be able to take right now because we'll be closing the session. But yes, it was such an amazing session. We all agree. People were just continuously chatting, with some gestures, some kind of communication here. So it was really, really wonderful. I'm sure all my colleagues will agree. So with that, I just hand over to our CHRO, Monica Bawa. Monica, would you please share a few words and a word of thanks to our guest?
Thank you, Ruxana. I thank, first of all of you for joining our second session of our online Growth Talk series under the Learning Loop series. And on behalf of our entire team, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Madhav Krishna for his session on AI for the masses.
Thank you.
Your expertise, clarity, and passion made the topic highly relatable, I must say that. Madhav, you have not only simplified a complex subject, but also helped us see the immense possibilities AI holds in, democratizing knowledge, improving lives, and shaping an inclusive future for all of us. The way, all of us can leverage on AI to simplify, hiring, so to say, and many other things exemplifies really how innovation can drive meaningful social impact. And just to add that Jed shared his thoughts on what we have already been doing in this space. So thank you once again for sharing your valuable perspective with us. I would also like to thank our global CEO, Jayant, for enabling these learning platform and inspiring us to grow, learn, and lead with the purpose. So thank you, Jayant, for that. As we conclude today's session, I thank all our participants for your time, attention, and huge participation. I could see questions coming one after the other. So Madhav will consolidate these questions and Ruxana will share them with you. And we would appreciate if you can come back to us. I encourage each one of you to keep exploring how we can use technology responsibly, most importantly, to create an really a meaningful impact. So until we meet again at the next Learning Loop Growth Talk series, let's stay inspired, let's stay engaged, and grow as change makers. Thank you, everyone, and have a good weekend ahead.
Thank you, everyone, for hearing me out, and I'm hoping that I could help you learn a bit more about AI and how it can be useful for you and for the beneficiaries of the organization. Thank you.
Absolutely.